think you guys should get your snacks for this one. This might be a long one. A couple of things before we get into the actual video for today. One, I'm not wearing makeup mainly because one, it is like so close to me going to go take a shower. What was the point of me spending about 30 minutes putting makeup on just to go ahead and wash it off like not even an hour later? Two, my hair is floofy because I was supposed to have washed it last weekend, and I didn't decide to do it just yet. Three, I already understand that for this month I was supposed to be doing more Spooktober videos, and yet there was this problem that I was having when I wasn't doing the research for my Spooktober videos. Now that I got through all of that, hello to the side and back. My name is Tokiku Uzuru. Welcome back to my channel. And under normal circumstances, we wouldn't be getting into things such as politics and religion and what's wrong and what's right about either of those topics. Normally, I would like to go ahead and keep this a positive type of spiritual channel, but have it more of a realistic type of spiritual channel. However, today's video was just everything that the universe was throwing at me was telling me I needed to make this video real soon. And before I get even more into talking about what today's video is going to be, I would like to put out this disclaimer. I'm not bashing anyone's political views or religious beliefs. I am, however, bashing misinformation and propaganda. I'll explain. If you were anywhere on this channel around this time last year, then you would know that I had a video that I made about Prager University and about the lies that they were telling people, particularly how hypocritical they were with trying to educate young minds about conservative ways of thinking by basically not giving them the right information that they would need to make the choice of whether they fall under conservative or liberal, or whether they don't fall under either of those, because that's an actual choice. And I said in said video that I was going to turn off my targeted ads just to make sure I don't have to deal with complaining about seeing more PragerU ads, because I watch a lot of political and religious commentary channels where those are the bread and butter of what they talk about. Lo and behold, I end up seeing a PragerU ad while I was about to watch Will from DA Games' point of view of him and the lads playing golf with your friends. And I got angry because I didn't want to get into the topic of climate change. I wanted to see 4, maybe 5 guys getting angry at golf with your friends. And originally I was about to go ahead and make a video then, but then I was like, nah, I'll go ahead and try not to do it because I need to get like more information on this particular thing, and I have other videos that I want to go ahead and put out. I was trying not to be negative, and I was trying to be respectful by making sure that I didn't just bash or be negative towards people's opinions. But then it gets worse. So this lovely lady named Candace Owens has a particular show that is usually shown on PragerU's YouTube channel. And this one episode in particular was her talking to Heather McDonald about Heather's book on the myth of police brutality. in which Candace opens up the show talking about this video that she ended up seeing circulating on the internet of this Black Lives Matter protest, basically yelling at this lady for not putting her fist up in solidarity to the Black Lives Matter movement. What she didn't do, however, which angers me so much, is she didn't show the video when she was talking about it. No, I literally had to search it up. And particularly, if you want to go ahead and watch the video in question, I have the Washington Post article linked down below, thank you. In which, yes, they were getting angry at this lady for not putting up her fist in solidarity to the Black Lives Matter movement. But the way she used her words, the way she worded it, it made it seem like they were being violent towards this lady, in which they were literally just shouting or chanting, and you can hear it in the video. White silence is violence. And she tried to compare that to what Caucasians did to African Americans, or what Caucasians would say to African Americans during the Civil Rights Movement. No. And here's where I get back to word choice. I am a particular person that really loves to go ahead and string words together like sewing a sweater. I like calling it being a wordstress of sorts. And with words, you have to know which one to use when you're talking about specific subjects. So different words convey different emotions. That is a non-starter. And I'm about to go ahead and share with you a specific line that I ended up writing in a story that in a fanfic that I was writing. And I will also have it here. It goes, "The ghost of your presence piercing every inch violently." Now, with that being said, with that specific sentence, you already know that this is a painful experience, because piercing violently, word choice, you know this is a painful experience. So her word choice was the issue, and it's the reason why I used the word propaganda. So my question for that moment was, why am I still getting these ads even though I turned off targeted ads? And I stopped watching commentary videos on political and religious issues for a good few months after said video. And in doing my research, I ended up down a rabbit hole. Specifically, this here video that I also ended up putting into my Prager U research playlist that talks about more things that I either A, touched on, or B, didn't have specifics for, so I didn't speak about in the video. One, the videos in which these Prager U ads were on, or came before, were videos that YouTube would specifically be questioning whether they should be putting ads on. It's like that, wherever that fine line of demonetized and kid-friendly is. It's like that family-friendly, where it's not too family-friendly, where you can't make money off of it, but it's not like too vulgar or just offensive in general, to where they would just automatically cut your monetization from that video. As I said, I was watching Will from DA Games play golf with your friends with his friends, his lads, across the pond. Will is already known as someone that doesn't sugarcoat what he says. Sometimes it becomes a problem because he just says whatever's in his mind, and just an entire snowball effect happens. but he doesn't censor. He doesn't sugarcoat the things that he says. So YouTube would definitely end up having a problem with like figuring out monetization for that video. And yet a PragerU video ended up playing before that video. So I did some digging, specifically on PragerU, because I already know for a fact that the people that make their YouTube videos, YouTube content, cannot choose what videos get shown on their shown before, in the middle, or after their video. And I'm not sure if YouTube's also in charge of that either. So, but I do know whoever puts these ads onto YouTube has a say on what video they would like to put their ads on. So again, pointing back to the video that I have in the cards, where this dude literally said and had proof that Prager University uses about more than 40% of their $10 million budget in marketing. And none of that goes to the volunteers that go to high schools and colleges and try to teach kids the PragerU way of thinking, which is already flawed within itself. I've already talked about that in my previous video. So not only are they targeting ads on specific videos that would have more of a younger audience, but they're already going to places where they would be able to reach a younger audience, aka 16 to like 20-year-olds from around the end of high school, juniors, seniors, to freshmen in college. I mentioned this in my last video as well, but I didn't have enough information back then to go ahead and give specifics. But there is a particular reason why I brought up the climate change video that they have. And also the dude ends up bringing up the fossil fuels video that they have, that I have watched. I ended up saying in my previous video that Prager University was funded, or was heavily funded, by an oil company, specifically an oil fracking company, Fractech, with these fine gentlemen. Fine as in I'm trying not to be me. And even more surprising, the brothers behind Fractech also financially support conservative Republican politicians. So basically you have this company, this organization, I kept on pointing that one out in my video too. You have this organization that has funding from an oil fracking company to put into trying to manipulate younger, more impressionable minds on not actually going to find out information for themselves, about having these arguments on the topics that are so complex and not have the right pieces of information and evidence to back up why they think that way. This video technically did not have a structure. I had bullet points that I wanted to get to, but this video had no structure. And I think if anything else, that you should definitely try to stay away from this organization. Try to keep other people away from this organization, because it's not representing the conservative side the way I think they want it, the way they claim they want it to. I'm not here for debating politics or saying that whatever religion you believe in is wrong. I am simply saying misinforming people on topics that will end up changing so many people's futures is dangerous. Now that I said all of that, snacks. I literally made popcorn. It's all blown out and everything. I literally made popcorn just for the joke. Right, so life update. I have been trying to take care of plants for the past few months actually. In fact, one of my plants died. I'm sad about it. But one of the lovely ladies at my mom's job was trying to deal with some pothos plants that she had at home, and I was allowed to have a couple of stems from it, you know, a couple vines. So I have been trying to have the roots grow for these. I have this one, and there's one that I don't want to move because she good. And they're actually growing roots, and I'm happy, and I wanted to go ahead, see that little speck right there? It's growing roots, and I'm so happy about it. This channel might end up becoming like a secondary plant channel because I kept alive a succulent. A succulent. His name is Steven. The one that I just showed you that I just put over there, she usually stays with Steven because she's gotta get the light. Her name is Mina. And the one that I'm fearful of moving right now is Lucy, and she's and this right here is Lucy. She is also a pothos. They're also called devil's ivy, and I heard that they were the hardest plant to kill. And I might do another video on how taking care of these plants have been helping me mentally and emotionally. But that'll be probably at a later date, you know, when I get Mina and Lucy potted. So I won't be so terrified as to moving Lucy. So, with all that being said, it is time for me to do my stereotypical YouTuber outro, where I, as a stereotypical YouTuber, would tell you that, well, ask you to do the following. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and these are very serious things that I have to go ahead and put into the video. Please share it around, like actually not even the stereotypical YouTuber outro, me poking fun at stereotypical YouTuber stuff. Please share it because this is information that I feel like everybody would need to know, especially seeing as though right now it's a very critical time of people voting and actually voting the orange out of office. So doing things like interacting with the video, liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you're able to watch this video like 1 to 2 hours after it's been posted, because that definitely helps boost the video out to other people in their recommended feeds. But also comment down below any type of happy news that you have. I thank you for watching this video, and stick around to see the next one. Hopefully it's me talking about things that I love about Samhain, the pagan New Year's. And with that being said, I have been Toki Uzuru, also known as Toki, and this is me signing out.